Yeah, I'm 22 and I've never had any real friends, but I have had my share of fake ones. So yeah, I've never had any real friends. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who can relate to me. Growing up, I feel like as children, it's easier for us to make friends because we're not in our heads as much, and like kids don't judge you. Kids are very honest, but they don't judge you. So yes, I've had friends during my childhood years, but they didn't really due to me like switching schools and just growing apart. They didn't really stay in my life. Yeah, I'm gonna be very brief talking about my childhood because it's kind of boring. But yeah, in elementary school, I've had my share of friends. Middle school, that's when everything started to change though. I just became more conscious of like the way I looked and like the way I sounded and acted, and I was in my head too much, and I didn't have any friends in middle school and throughout high school. I was just a quiet kid, sat by myself at lunch. Um yeah, I had nobody. Well, I had no friends. I had people in my life that I loved, but I had no friends in school, outside of school. I didn't hang out, go to parties or nothing like that. And yeah, I do want to say if anybody's in high school watching this and you went through what I went through in high school or middle school, and you see like the popular kids with friends and the life you want to live, just know that most of them probably peaked in high school. Not all, but a lot of popular people in school peak in high school and they don't really have that popularity once they graduate. That's how it is most of the time. So don't stress it. It's like even if you do have friends in high school, it's like those probably won't be your friends because I had some people I was cool with. I wouldn't really call them friends, but in out of high school, we just never talked after that. So yeah, if you're feeling like I'm nobody or I'm nothing, don't feel that way because life gets better outside of high school. I just want you all to know that. And now let's fast forward to my early adulthood. So when I turned 18, um, in I think it was 2020, no, I was 19. In 2020, I was 19. I had got a job somewhere and I made my first like friends. Like I was so proud of myself. Like I broke that bubble I was in. I made some friends. Yeah, it was cool at first. Like I've never felt that before. Like in my adult years, like having a friend group, people I can like call and hang out and talk to. But I never really felt like I fit in with them. It's like I always felt like the outsider in the friend group. And then fast forward, I ended up quitting that job. And then that's when it really hit me. It's like I tried to keep in touch with them and like build the friendship even more now that I wasn't working with them and like we were more distant. So I tried to like keep it up so I wouldn't like lose them as friends. But I just realized they weren't putting that energy in. And it's like I tried and tried and I would just get nothing. So that's when I realized that they weren't my real friends. They never were. I never felt like it. It always felt the energy just always felt off around them. Like it felt very fake and forced. And quitting that job made me realize that because as soon as I wasn't around them, they felt like they didn't need to be bothered with me anymore. So I realized that. I cut that off. And then after that happened, I really started beating myself up because I felt like I was just like a loser who couldn't keep friends, like a nobody. Like I felt like it was my fault. And if you're in that position, don't do that because more than likely it's them, it's not you, unless you're a weirdo. Hopefully, you're not a weirdo. But yeah, I just started beating myself up, and it's like I was just questioning, like, why did they do that? Like, I felt like I've always was nice. I've always was like trying to be a good friend, and never got that energy. So yeah, cut them off, and it made me realize that everybody isn't meant for your purpose. I believe that if people come and go out of your life, then they're not meant to be in your life for a long time. You're meant to gain lessons from them and they gain lessons from you. But if it ends short and abrupt, just know that they didn't belong in your purpose. Because me, I don't believe in any coincidences in life. I think everything happens. I feel everything happens for a reason, a bigger reason beyond us, beyond our thinking. And once you become alone and you start to self reflect, you realize your purpose, or hopefully you can realize your purpose. Like if you have a skill or you like helping people or just a career you want to pursue, focus on that. Don't focus on having friends, having people coming out of your life, even relationships. Like learn to love being alone and enjoying your own company. And once you can do that and you find your purpose, a skill, a career, you realize that the people who belong in your life, they will start coming. And because if I'm going to speak on my life, me, I refuse to be desperate for anybody. Like I will never settle for that, being treated that way ever again. I'm never going to jeopardize my integrity or feel desperate to have anybody in my life, any friends ever again. I've done that. I'm never doing it again. So me, I choose not to have friends now because it's like people ask me to hang out and like chill and talk, but it's like I just refuse because I don't feel the connection, and that's me taking the power back because I know my purpose, and I know once I focus on that purpose and stay on that purpose and don't just settle for anything, the people who belong there will show up in my life. I'm working extremely hard to just better my circumstances financially, mentally, spiritually. I just refuse to settle. And that's honestly the key to coping with not having friends, because people make it a big deal to have friends, but you really don't need them. And it's like, I know you want to make those memories with people, travel, party, but learn to love yourself and find comfortability with being alone. And life will be so much easier for you. Yeah, learn to love yourself, learn to enjoy your own company, find comfortability with being alone, and just work on your purpose. Because when the universe feels that you're really walking in your path and they see you're not settling for BS, it's like the law of attraction. Stuff will just start coming to you. You'll be rewarded for being a good person and living on the right path and just taking your power back from shitty people. And one thing I want to say, I feel like it's mostly Gen Z who's going to find this video. Um, but this can apply to anybody: 50, 10 years old, 20 years old, 30 years old. Anybody who's struggling with not having friends, take this advice. And even after watching this, if you're still trying to find friends, me, I've been learning French and Portuguese. And in that process, I've been meeting a lot of people around the world, like people who speak Portuguese or French in a lot of different countries around the world. And one thing I've noticed, foreigners are way more interested in you than Americans. Because if you're an American, I feel like a lot of Gen Z America, they're not really interested in making real friends. A lot of them, they just want to compete and feel superior to you and try to belittle you. But foreigners, what I realize is foreigners are genuinely really more interested in you than Americans are. They respond to your text fast because I'm sure there's people who struggle with that. They respond to your text fast. They want to know about you. They want to learn the culture, the language, the English language, and vice versa. I'm fascinated with like French and that culture and Portuguese in Brazil. So I meet Brazilians and French people all around the world, and they genuinely make me feel like I'm wanted. Not that I need that because I'm pretty happy being alone, but it's just nice to feel that way. But yeah, so try meeting people around the world because you might find a great friend one day. So the three biggest takeaways from this is make peace with being alone. That's the first step. Second step, find your purpose in life. Find something you love doing. And after that, that's when the law of attraction comes in. When the universe sees you're doing good in life, it will reward you with people who belong in your life. Um, and yeah, before I go, I just want to say I am a producer, and the music you're hearing in this video was produced by me. I do have another channel. It is in the link in the description where I post beats, sell music, post music remixes. You can buy those beats. If you're a producer, if you want to work together. An artist, yeah, anything music related is on that second channel. So if you're into that, go over there, support if you want, and yeah.